I'm Jessica.
And I'm Emily.
And this is From the Desk of Stitch House. We are so excited to be filming these videos. It has been a super passion of mine to get this going. And what better time than to start now? So I wanted to start off by talking a little bit about where we come from, where I come from, how the store came to be, and how we've gotten to this awesome point where we can start filming these great videos as an extra resource provided for our customers and for our non-customers that are interested in seeing what we are up to here at the Stitch House. So I myself am a fourth generation in the sewing industry. I have been lucky enough to grow up in the sewing industry my entire life. I always tell people I've known it since womb. Emily and I were talking earlier, she said like since 11.
You're forever, you've always known it, you have so much experience. So tell them the story.
I think 11 is like when my mom like legally started letting me work. But I have always worked in the store. My great-grandfather, he sold singers door to door in the 40s, back when people would go to door selling sewing machines. And then my grandfather opened a small little repair business in St. Pete, Florida, where I'm from. And then my mom also worked with my grandfather, and she opened a retail store. And the sewing industry has really evolved so much since the 40s, even to the 80s, when I can remember the sewing industry being there, till now. We're in just a completely different place. So while we may be young, we both have lots of industry knowledge, and I think that really comes through with our videos and our experience when we are talking about different products and different tools and techniques. I've seen the industry really change a lot. I always say if my grandfather could see what a sewing machine looks like now, he would just lose his mind. He worked mostly on commercial machines. I used to sit on his bench when he was repairing machines, and he would take out parts and show me them and ask for help and say, all right, Jessica, turn the screw. And sometimes even today, the techs will have me come over and look at machines and see, you know, what my opinion is. So it's just a interesting job that I kind of slid into, because I always said I was never gonna do this growing up, watching my mom work so hard. And it's funny how the older you get, you kind of just you gravitate towards what you know, and this is my passion. So I'm really excited to be able to have a brick and mortar retail store and to now take it online and talk to you guys all about what's coming up. So we carry some awesome brands in the store currently. A few of those brands are Brother,
Janome,
Bernina,
and Handy Quilter. And
I kind of like hand-picked those specific brands when we moved into this larger location. The brands all have a little bit of differences, but together they create one really awesome like unit of sewing machines, because you can get something a little bit different out of each brand. Emily, you came from...
So I came from a mono-branded store. I came from a Bernina store, and it has been so amazing to learn all of the different brands here at the Stitch House. So I can kind of be an expert on all of them and help all of you, especially on our videos that we're going to be rolling out soon, but also in the classroom.
And it's really important to me that when someone comes into the store looking for maybe their first time sewing machine, or they're looking to maybe get a little bit better of a sewing machine, they bought something really inexpensive online, but they've really been enjoying it. The in-store experience is really important to me, because we're able to listen to the customer, know what their interests are, know what they want to do with the machine, and then lead them to the right place. Because I don't believe that it's one size fits all. That's why we have so many different brands here. It's a really tailored approach to helping you find the right machine for you and for your interest.
All right, so at the Stitch House, we have top of the line machines in all 3 of our classrooms. That way you never have to bring a machine when you come to class.
Totally. And that is so cool, because it's not done anywhere else around the country.
And these machines are not lightweight.
They're not lightweight. No. So I'll tell you where I got the inspiration from that, and kind of how it's evolved into this that it is now, because I think it's even larger than we originally planned. Back when I used to work at my mom's store, I would see these women, what I would call moving into the store once a week. So, you know, the big Tudo bags.
Oh, yeah.
And they would have not just like 1 or 2, but they would have 3. In fact, I even knew a particular woman who would come to class so often, and she was upgrading to a new car, and the car didn't fit her Tudo bag in the back trunk, so she got a different car. Yeah, that's a real story. She had to get a different car. She's like, her Tudo bags for class didn't fit in the back, and she was like, I can't do this.
Priorities,
right? So So the inspiration came from watching these women kind of have to load and unload. And then unfortunately, a few of the women didn't have anybody at home to help them get things in and out of their car. You know, their machine, maybe their craft room was upstairs, or maybe it was really hard for them to pick up their machine and like get it downstairs or up into their car, things like that. It was difficult.
And so that's really important for our customers.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Not everybody has someone at home that can help them lift these machines. And anybody that's buying these machines, they're spending a lot of money on a top of the line quality machine. So it's not really even good for you to have to haul your machine back and forth multiple times in your car or anything like that. So the inspiration came when the Brother Dream machine came out. My mom decided to put 10 of them in her classroom, and it was a little bit of a struggle at first. People were saying, that's crazy, you should never do that. And
well, why?
Because it's expensive. It's really expensive, but my mom went ahead with it, and we started coming up with really cool projects where people could come to class without rearranging their entire craft room, without the whole burden of having to, you know, pack up and make sure you had your power cord and all these little things. We made it so that it was really easy just to come to class and get involved. And that has always been our main focus moving forward. So when I opened the store here in Texas and I was no longer having to get permission from my mom to do things, I decided to expand on that a little bit and make it 3 classrooms. Well, actually technically 4 classrooms instead of just 1. So that's when we added the Berninas into our top of the line classroom. We also added the Genomium 7 into our top of the line classroom. And then most recently we added the Handy Quilter Amara and the Pro Stitchers.
So it's all automation for the long arm.
It's so awesome. And we're going to be using that in one of our upcoming things.
Yes.
So.
And everybody who knows me already knows that's my favorite.
Oh yes. Emily comes Christmas Eve and quilts at the store. So
Thanksgiving, you know, if the store is closed today, I have a day off. That's quilting time.
That's where Emily wants to be. So the inspiration to have these fully stocked classrooms is twofold. It's to really make your experience a lot easier as a customer coming to our brick and mortar store, to not have to bring a machine, but to still be able to participate in classes. And it also helps expose you to different brands and things you may not have ever known about what sewing machines and embroidery machines can do today.